and welcome to the Habits and Home Show. I'm your host, Lisa Lazat, and I help busy moms bring order to their homes by downsizing and decluttering and ditching old habits in exchange for systems that bring peace and more enjoyment to their lives. If you're a mom trying to show the love of Jesus to your family, but the clutter in your home keeps you overwhelmed and frustrated, you have come to the right place. On this podcast, you will hear easy, step-by-step tips to declutter and create systems so you can keep your home organized and finally walk in the peace God has promised you. Need some accountability? I've got you covered there too. Join the Accountability Club, a community of like-minded mamas decluttering and systemizing our homes together. Are you ready, friend? Let's get started. Hey friends, and welcome to the show. If you are new around here, make sure that you click the link below and grab my free daily reset checklist. By doing so, I will put you on my email list and send you my weekly tips for decluttering and systemizing your home. All right, on today's show, I am talking with one of my students from the Accountability Club, Gloria. Gloria's story is that she got started with me because she was about to move. She was pregnant. She was 40 weeks pregnant. She was ready to pop. And she was in the midst of moving to a new home. And I helped her inside the Accountability Club to declutter and downsize some of her things before she moved. Now, of course, she did not have enough time to go through her entire home. And so she is going to tell us her story of decluttering before she moved and then having to also declutter after she moved. I always recommend to declutter before you move. And I also think that everyone should move eventually because you will just be tired of packing up a million things. And you're like, okay, I'm done. I don't want anything. I want to get rid of it all. I mean, we have moved probably, 5 times in our marriage. And each time we moved, I downsized more and more and more. And now I'm living in our farmhouse now, and I just have not filled it up with a bunch of stuff because of all of those different moves throughout my life. You know, the things that you learn. Now, you might not have to move, but maybe just pretend that you're moving and look at it through that lens of what you would take into a new home. If you wouldn't take it into a new home, why would you have it now? So anyway, we're going to dive into our interview with Gloria as she shares our experience. Now, she is still inside the Accountability Club, and I am still helping her to declutter in her new home, setting up the furniture to best function in her home. It's been great getting to know her. Okay, without further ado, let's dive into our conversation with Gloria. Hi, Gloria, and welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited to have you on. I have loved getting to know you inside the Accountability Club and walking with you through life and decluttering and systemizing your home. So I just want to say welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to have you.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first topic that I want to talk about on this episode, we're going to do a 2-part episode. So make sure y'all come back next week as we finish up. Is decluttering before moving. So you joined the Accountability Club. We got started in your home, and then you knew that you're going to be moving and changing locations, moving to a new home. So let's just talk about that for a minute. You know, did you get started decluttering before you moved? What was the experience like? Do you wish you would have decluttered more? All the things, give us the details.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, we were moving, and I thought that would be such a great time to really minimize everything, declutter everything, start anew. And that did not happen.
And it
So,
didn't happen for a specific reason. What was that reason?
well, was it because I was about to have a baby? Is that what we're talking
Yes,
about?
it
Okay.
was. You were 9 months pregnant at the time
Yeah,
as well. And I was like, what are you even doing with your life, girl? You are
that's true.
moving, having a baby, and trying to declutter your house all at once.
Yes. Well, you know how it goes when you have a baby. You get this little bug, right? And you want to get it all ready. So, But anyway, so yeah, so I thought that would be, a fantastic idea. That's what people tell me, right? Move and you declutter and then it's all magical. Anyway, so I was like, great, good idea. So we started on this journey um and there she is. Anyway, but I made the I did good progress with the kids, I think. And maybe it's because it's like not technically my stuff. It's easier to, you know, make a decision about other people's things. But there was definitely a lot of the house that I felt really kind of stuck, like wanting to make progress, but just really honestly feeling overwhelmed. And that's not really something that I usually feel like. Um, but yeah, I just remember like I think I told Lisa on moving day, I thought I was going to be like this super productive, amazing person. Like, oh no, we don't need that. Like, just leave that. Blah blah blah. You know. And I'm literally just standing there and I can't move. Just,
You're a little paralyzed.
yeah.
Well,
And I yeah. So anyway, go ahead.
I will say you kind of got started at the last minute with that. Hindsight, looking back, now that you've moved, do you wish you would have started decluttering maybe like say a month or two before you moved? Or are you
Oh no.
glad?
Oh no, Lisa. This is what you don't know. No. I started with you maybe like kind of last minute, but I've been on this journey for I feel like 10 years. So I
Yeah.
just got hooked up with you when I got to the point where I was like, clearly I am not succeeding. So I need help, right?
So what
So
has made the difference? What has made the difference? Like a switch in your mind, or just like having the commitment or the accountability? What has taken you from like trying for 10 years to now following through?
um literally I realized that I had to change my mindset and I started watching every minimalist uh documentary on Netflix, reading Marie Kondo and searching for minimalist podcasts, which is how I found you. And
Yeah. So
and
just
then
kind of
I
like that resolution of like something's got to give, and people reach that point of
yes,
desperation where they're like, okay, I'm done. Something's got to give, and
yes,
they like complete immersion, and it's
yes.
taken, and I call it taking on a new identity. And
Hmm.
how you do that is feeding your mind and transforming your mind to where you start thinking this way, and then your actions come, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So, okay. So we had already started decluttering and minimizing before we got started with me and before the move. Now, after you have moved, how has that been? Because we're still in the accountability club and we're slowly going through things. Do you wish you would have decluttered more? Or now that you're in your new house, you're able to see, because we talked about this on the call the other day, the coaching call, that you have different features in the house and it doesn't allow for different decor items. So is it just something that like had to happen, that you had to get into the new house before you could let go of more?
Yeah, honestly, actually I think now that I am here, I think yes, because I need to be overwhelmed with all the things. You know what I'm saying? And also like I um have yeah, this house is just so different. It's just laid out really differently. It's a historic house. There's not as many rooms that are just like to be cute, you know? And so what I was telling my husband yesterday was, okay, since the call, I was really thinking, okay, the basement, I'm gonna do that maybe in like a year. Like honestly. And then on the call, I was like, okay, that's ridiculous. We need to move this timeline up. So anyway, I was telling my husband, I said, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I had him bring two, like 99% of the things are out of the other house, but there's like two pictures still on the wall that I really like. And I said, bring those pictures because I'm gonna start like decorating. And so everything that will go on the wall is gonna go on the wall. Right.
Yeah.
And then whatever is left over, it's I don't need it then. But I was telling him that that is so much easier for me to like decide what do I want and put it where it goes as opposed to the other way, which is decide what you don't need and get rid of it. That for me is like so difficult because I'm thinking, well, but what if this and what if that and I might need it later and blah 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 blah. Whatever. So I really just need to pick what the things that I like, put them out. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done decorating this space. And now I know that I don't need the rest of the stuff. And I feel like that's going to be easier for me. And I told him the timeline is like June. We're going to have just like a big garage sale, like literally just like put it in the backyard, whatever, because I feel like that's the easiest way to, get rid of it, let people take it for you. So
Yeah.
that's
Exactly. And y'all, I just, Gloria's mentioning her basement this month in the accountability club. The theme or the challenge was to declutter your garage, your shed, basement, attic, anywhere that is kind of like outside storage that's not a part of your daily living area. And so I personally have a shed. She has a basement. And so she showed us on our live decluttering because I have a call where you actually declutter with me. We put the action together right then. We get started. A lot of people love that because it gets them going instead of like Gloria said, I was going to do this next year, but here I am. Lisa's prompting me to do it right now. So I'm going to do it right now. Y'all stop overthinking it and just do what you're told. Okay, so
right.
Gloria showed me on the video her space, and it was quite overwhelming. And it was also hard to move in. And so, do you remember, Gloria, and you're still working on it, the first thing to get some clarity on this space? What did I tell you to do? It's pretty simple, right?
Yeah, right. Get a laundry basket and fill it with stuff you don't want and then move it to your car.
Yeah, that's it. Like literally just okay. It's don't get into the weeds of like the boxes and what ends up in the boxes and everything. You got to create some workspace. And if you don't have, if you, it's all filled up with stuff and you don't have space to move around or unbox anything in that space, then you need to just simply grab a laundry basket, give yourself a quick walkthrough and just look right to left to right and say, okay, I got to fill up this basket with stuff I need to get rid of and simply take it to your car because if you don't, it's going to sit in a corner or sit in your garage or sit somewhere else. Take it directly to your car so that it's ready for you to drop off at the donation place. So, do you find, Gloria, that moving forward, and I like what you said as far as like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and decide where I'm putting things when I'm decorating, and anything that's left over because I've already filled up all the wall spaces, I'm able to let go of. Do you find like being in your new house that it's almost like a great opportunity to start over
Mhm.
any time, any of the years that have passed where you've not lived minimal or you've not had good systems in place. Do you feel like this is a great opportunity to reinvent yourself and start over in this new home?
Oh yeah, I think so. Um, and I think we've done that pretty well so far, like I said, with the kids. Like I'm sitting in my son's room now and like so their rooms are pretty minimal, and I've got a system and pretty, they're good to go. So we just have to get the rest of the house now. But yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it has been good. And it's been good for the kids too. They like it. Like my son, you know, he likes his room to be clean and whatever. And, so they're on board. So that's been good.
Yeah. So, speaking of your kids' bedrooms, we're going to pause right there on this episode and come back next week to talk about Gloria decluttering her kids' toys. So, join us next week to finish our conversation. Hey, friend, before you go, I wanted to tell you more about the Accountability Club. Each month, we'll tackle a new space in our homes and work together to declutter and set up systems so we can easily maintain order without getting overwhelmed. You'll get a new decluttering tutorial each month, the coaching and accountability you need to actually follow through, and encouragement without judgment from other Christian moms in a safe environment. And guess what? The entire club is off of social media, so you don't have to worry about distractions the world may throw at you. Sweet friend, if you're feeling stuck in your decluttering journey, this is the place for you. Click the link below to try out the Accountability Club and start decluttering today.